Divorce is a strange thing. In 1977, nobody's family had divorced parents except ours. I remember being the child in the class who received looks of pity on a regular basis. We were on welfare. We looked for discarded toys in garbage cans. Before I knew my parents were even considering separating, I recall my first day of grade 1 in Fallen Elementary School. A girl came into the classroom and put a brand new set of markers on my desk. Then she touched my head tenderly. I had no idea who she was, but she knew something I didn't. News travels so fast in small hamlets that most people know what is happening before the people it's happening to find out. When I arrived home from school one day, there was a moving truck backed up against our front door. I watched as our piano was pushed out of the house and into the truck. I still had no clue what was going on. Fast forward a few days, and my mom, my younger brother Shuyler, and I are living in Lord Byron Place in Edmonton. It sounds poetic. It wasn't. My dad has stayed in Fallen. My mom is 6 months pregnant with my brother Greg. Every day I walk to grade 1 by myself and am confronted by the neighborhood bully on the corner. Every day he tries to hit me. That's all I remember from grade 1. We remain a tight trio until Greg is born. That is when things really begin to unravel. My dad has announced he wants a divorce so he can immediately remarry. My mother cries every day, while Greg, only days old, cries in her arms. Shuyler and I become adults against our will at ages 6 and 4. A lot has happened since. In that time, both Shuyler and Greg became my closest allies, and in many ways remain so today. Our family has evolved many times, but these boys are the ones who went through the shit with me. They have my back. They are my people. Divorce impacts children significantly. It has become so normalized that no one really even talks about the ramifications of it. We are adult children of divorce, and we have decided to make a podcast about it. So you wanted to say jerk off?
Because you didn't want to talk about jerking off.
I didn't want to talk about jerking off?
Oh, on the podcast.
Yeah, on the podcast, yeah.
Oh, God, that's true. I don't want to talk about your jerking off. We can talk about other jerking off.
I can jerk off on any podcast I want.
I don't want to talk about your jerking off at all, right?
All right, today's the weekly, what's the weekly check-in? It's My Three Dads. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's a good way to start.
Well, I do have 3 dads, and how many dads do you have? Probably not 3.
I have 3.
Oh, you have 3 too, right?
I have 3 as well.
Did you say that you were going to go study math? Is that what you said you wanted to take up? Because you thought you had a natural aptitude for it? I'm thinking maybe have a plan B. I have 3 dads. You have 3 dads. Shuyler has 3 dads.
When did you become such a bitch?
We're all... Oh,
that's been a while. Okay.
Just get right to it.
Do you remember when you said that to me when we were in the Savoy and we went for a drink together and I hadn't seen you for a long time and you said to me, when did you become such a bitch? Except I was serious.
I didn't run into many people when I was living in the Ravine. So.
Oh my God. You know. I brought him out of the lean-to and bought him a gin and tonic and he just became a total fucking jerk.
Is it better that he says it now totally passive-aggressively?
Yeah, it's less hurtful, and you know what I regret is I still don't have a really good comeback for it. So I think I'm gonna have to work on that.
True to her nature. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, back to the weekly check-in before I was rudely fucking interrupted again.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, carry on.
Barnacles.
Your 3 dads, my 3 dads, Shuyler's 3 dads, and go.
And begin.
Where are they this week?
Where are my 3 dads this week? Well, I guarantee that my one father who raised me, my real dad, I like to call him, even though he's not my biological dad, but he was my dad that was there, you know, for my upbringing. He's probably at home. No, he's probably at work with shorts, some socks, sandals, and a business shirt tucked in, probably a salmon color.
Shorts?
Ace.
Oh, yeah, he sports shorts at all time of year.
Seriously?
And so
Yeah, but-
testicles and penis hanging out of shorts, probably. Well, I'm just wondering. I mean,
There's a good
I
chance
remember
there's
a
a penis
time when
hanging.
I could see his testicles all the time.
I'm putting...
He's actually got some good testicles.
Oh my God.
What?
There's
Okay.
no such thing.
That's where we didn't come from.
There is no such thing. I'm with Shuyler on that one.
Okay, so yeah, so dad number 1 is at work in shorts.
It's a good chance. Dad number 2.
Isn't it snowing there today?
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is why I raise my eyebrows, which no one can see, is who's wearing, like, really, we know that we whip out the shorts here when it's about -5.
Have you been to the farmer's market? Half the people wear shorts there.
Not in the
Dad
winter.
wears swim shorts out whenever he can
What?
with socks and sandals. It's his look. It's cool. He'll have a park
Like a
over top.
Speedo?
Is that just to air the genital area? Like, I don't
I
understand.
don't
what
understand
the point of that
because I never saw him wear anything but a Speedo swimsuit. So I'm just saying.
Not when he's outside walking around. He only wears a Speedo when he's actually in the pool.
I kind of wish he would be that guy walking around the neighborhood in a
There's a guy in White
Speedo and
Ave like that.
sandals in Parkview to see how long he lasts out on the street.
There's lots of time left for that. There's lots of time left. He might
true.
actually be that person one day.
That's true.
Okay, so and then dad number 2, what's going on?
Dad number 2, biological dad. Well, dad number 2 probably, I would imagine, is watching sports at home. Maybe walking the dogs.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
What
think
does he do?
sports is generous. I think he's probably watching reruns of Law and Order.
Law and Order or listening to the Beatles.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just in the background.
He does read the newspaper every
He
day.
does read the newspaper every day. He does the crossword too, doesn't he? Or that was you doing it for him last time I was there.
No,
That's
but that was the crossword puzzle I was working on for 3 years.
Oh, right. Okay. The New York Times one.
No, it was the I think
Sun?
it's the Yeah, I can never get that one where they're like that one episode, that character on Lost. I was like, God, I can't figure this one out. No,
You guys realize I'm here, right?
Now you know what
Sorry?
I feel like on a daily basis when I'm on the phone with you two. All right. Back to me. Yeah.
I was going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
This is supposed. I want to make
this
this part
supposed to be
interesting
funny?
'cause so
Okay.
far it's got a. So
Scott's gone.
which one of you? which one of you guys
Oh.
takes the most? Like takes after dad in the creature of habit category, and dad number 2, like our real biological father. Like which one of you is a creature of habit? Because he's a total creature of habit, right?
Me.
That would be Steph, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
You do everything the same every day.
She was talking about that today, about
Really
her
close.
workout regime. How the expensive, rich pool they go to, they don't even swim in. They just gawk at it. And
I do look at it and drink wine.
and drink. They're at the coffee bar at the gym.
There's a wine bar at the gym.
Anyway, she does go to the gym daily, but her and her husband have the same routine that never changes. Hence why they're both fat.
Yeah, hence why we're both fat. Whatever. Exactly.
That is so rude.
It's so working for me. I'm sensing a little bit of jelly over there. Feeling jelly today, Greg? Just strike us
Yeah.
down. You're kind of like a creature of habit, though, Shuyler.
I've got some of those traits more and more. Like definitely the first, couple hours of the day, I pretty much do the same thing every day. But then I'll change. Then I'll change that over time. You know what I mean? Like so, in 6 months, I'll be onto something different.
Right.
So it's way more interesting than just doing the same thing every day for your whole life, like you.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm more like what you just know. I'm pretty much the same. I get up at the same time, and I have for probably 25 years, right? I mean, when I was working in cafes, I got up at 5:30 in the morning every day, and I still get up at 6 in the morning every day.
It's amazing. That's not me. Like I can't.
No.
Like I'll sleep in if I get a chance to.
Yeah, and I don't sleep in. But I also don't go to bed late, as you both know.
Yeah.
You can see your mood change around 9:30.
Well,
Eyes get a little sleepy.
You
Bottle of
start to
Prosecco.
slur.
That's the Prosecco.
Slurring.
And the tiredness.
Okay, and so then
Third dad.
third dad, right?
Killing
we
for
have
the
a,
Mossad.
we have a new dad.
yeah, we have a new dad.
New dad.
He's only about 2.5 years old, this dad.
She got big hands for that age, though.
I
gotta
know.
say. He's probably, well, he just landed in Israel, so he's working for the Mossad again. He's probably doing a couple of hits in Palestine, and
Yeah, I think they're having their elections right now, so maybe, you know.
Oh,
convenient.
good timing.
Convenient.
I think he's probably going to take a day, though, before he goes back to work. Like, take one day off.
Yeah, he did. That was the flight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he took that
He has
off.
to go to the Wailing Wall first, I think.
Yeah. Probably.
Maybe.
I don't think
know.
they go to the Wailing Wall. I
Oh,
don't
Mum's at the Wailing Wall. Like, give me a break. She's tucking notes in that thing like nobody's business.
like a stripper's G-string.
If the Wailing Wall were a stripper's G-string. Anyway, yes.
Brilliant. So here's the thing with the my three dads thing.
Yeah.
Who we're not naming any names with the dads, right?
No.
No.
So
So
we can say who our favorite dad is, right?
Yeah. So what I was thinking for sure is do like the biological, and I call mine the real dad, which is
Oh,
obviously.
good job on the no names thing over there.
That can get edited out.
Well
I'm sure.
done.
And then there's my my Jewish dad. I actually have them described here as one's working to make up for his divorce settlement with mother. That's the first dad. Then the other is already paid her in full. That's the second.
He didn't have to pay
dad.
anything.
Do you ever really
And
pay mom
then
in full ever?
the last dad is saving his money
Right.
because mom will inevitably.
Need
Take
it for our fourth dad.
For fourth dad.
The second dad didn't have to barely pay anything. They didn't have anything.
That was
right?
just a guess. Yeah, like we got half that orange couch, right? Like the one with all the.
It was brown.
No.
One with the Cheerios in it.
You can see different colors when you're younger. So.
What dad are you talking about right now?
bio dad.
Oh, bio dad.
Bio dad.
Oh yeah.
Nice. So bio dad, real dad, and Jewish dad.
Jew daddy
Jew daddy.
And favorite dad.
and favorite.
Favorite dad. That's the fourth dad. That's a
That's the dad we haven't met yet.
So that's also your favorite delusion for our next topic?
No, I have way more delusions.
Okay, well let's do some delusions here and don't hold back with the racism, please.
Okay.
No, I'm just joking. Definitely
Oh.
hold back with the racism.
Okay. Well, I've gone to law school. I've become really good at racism. I mean, if you learn anything at law school, it's racism. First delusion that I want to talk about are actually Mom's delusions.
Yes.
And the first one I want to talk about is her recent pronouncement last fall that she used to be an alcoholic.
That is good.
It was the best story ever.
So like leaving Las Vegas type.
Oh, like
alcoholic,
total Nick Cage sitting
Yeah.
in a car on the strip. Says to me, I don't even remember your childhood because I was always drunk. That's what she said to
what?
me.
What was she drunk on?
She was not drunk, which was the problem. I was actively pursuing drunkenness, which wouldn't happen. You know how like you'll metabolize alcohol really quickly sometimes at the worst points? Where you're just like normally you'd have 2 giant glasses of wine and I would be hammered, right? And I'd want to listen to music really loud and dance around.
And cry.
But you just can't get enough at this
I
time.
don't cry too often now. I fight or I dance. It's like the crying is gone from my drinking now.
You ever tried fight dancing?
I have tried fight dancing
Interesting.
and I won. and it was with a girl who played, what's that sport? Ringette. No. Yeah, ringette. She was an Olympic ringette player.
That's not a sport.
And we were drinking rye, and we decided to wrestle. And it was in my really small kitchen in Saskatoon.
Is that what she called it?
That's exactly what Jeff said to me. He's like, who proposed the wrestling? I was like, she did. And he's like, okay.
No, she's a ringette player.
So then she bumped her ankle against the cupboard, and it took a little chunk out, and she was like, oh, my ankle. I was just like, I was gonna be like one of those crazy whiskey drinking people where you sort of jump in because now you have an advantage. Just finish her off, right? Anyway, that's not relevant. But I was trying to drink a lot when Mom was telling me the story of her being an alcoholic, and I couldn't get drunk. And it was almost like
tell us more about the story, though. I like what's the basis of her alcoholism? Like, what did she drink? When did she do her drinking?
Well, she claims...
And you can make it up because it's a delusion, so it doesn't matter.
I don't have to make it up. That's the beauty of it. It's Mom's delusion, and just telling it verbatim is just so amazing that I don't need to add any details. We had this epic dinner party with them, and so many things were said, but that was one of the main ones, was Mom claiming that she had... I wouldn't remember it because I would have been too young, but that she was actually an alcoholic. She had a terrible drinking problem right after, I don't know, the divorce when we were in Michener Park.
So you're saying while I was in her stomach, she was drinking alcohol, and this fuck.
Which would explain so much.
Everything.
Which would explain so
Sorry, I try not to
very
swear.
much. Especially like
The vodka shots I had
your
before I came in.
close together eyes. That's a sign. Like George Bush, you kind of have the same distance between your eyes. It's like about 3 millimeters right here.
It's true, yeah.
It's
But I can...
fetal alcohol syndrome. Anyway, so...
I was going to say GAS, Greg alcohol syndrome, but I was trying to think of something
it's like
funny.
PAS, alcohol syndrome. Oh, I'm not allowed to say names. Oops. So anyway, so Mom was an alcoholic. So that's, as an adult child of an alcoholic.
That explains why everybody drinks so much. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I just, I feel really alone.
As I get older, and I'm sure Greg can attest to this because we both have a lot of similar friends, but
who have all slept with your friends.
Sisters, actually, except for you. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'm holding out till I'm like 60. Then I'm just going to give her...
Steph missed her chance. She got married too soon.
Oh, no, I'm waiting till I'm like 70, and then I'm just going to go all slut.
Well, none of them will be alive, so that's good luck with that. Because men die when they're 55 now.
Oh, they're going to live for a long time. I have a list. I'm like Lindsay Lohan.
No, but so what I was going to say, okay?
Thank God, I've been waiting for it all day.
Was my definition of an alcoholic changes all the time because of people I know. Mm-hmm. Like I meet ones that are worse. Like, I mean, I'm not saying like I'm a light drinker. I drink a lot sometimes, and I go and definitely binge weight. I'm more of a binge drinker, but I meet people who make like people I thought were really bad look really bad, and then so like the level just keeps going up where it's like death is the only, you know what I mean? Like death is the only one that you can go past. Yeah. So it's like for someone like Mom to call herself an alcoholic is like basically like saying, well, so's my son. Yeah, he's like who's 2.
Right.
That's about the same. It's about the equivalent.
It's
a moderate drinker though.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. It's some sort of weird affectation that she gets things in her head, and she's decided that they hold some sort of, I don't know, so she's running out of sad stories to tell, so she has to conjure. And I was an alcoholic, right? Mm-hmm. For new. And the problem is it's the wrong audience. So I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? She's talking to an alcoholic. Yeah. I'm like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I just had 2 bottles of wine. I'm not even drunk. That's alcoholism right there. Yeah. Just put Mom in the mix, and I could just drink all night and feel nothing.
Well, if you look that up, that's actually just called Laurie Height's mom. So, Greg, what's your favorite delusion?
Well, fuck, I don't know. What's my favorite
Did you write any down?
No.
So your whole life?
My whole life. Considering that now that I know that I have fetal alcohol syndrome, that's my favorite delusion. Mm-hmm. What's my favorite delusion of Mom's? That I'm her favorite child.
I don't think that's a delusion. I think that's probably true.
That is
Pretty
true.
close to the truth.
Yeah,
that is
without
true.
a doubt.
I know.
Because you're such an ass kisser with her.
It's true.
It's unreal.
Awesome.
So what? So that's you basically have stayed out of the limelight
Pretty much this whole time.
of the family drama because you suck
There's
up
some-
to everybody except for me and stuff.
Yeah, it's so weird, actually.
you
How did you
guys-
end up as the favorite? Because you're actually the worst
I'm
one.
by far the biggest dick. Yeah.
You're the biggest dick.
Because there's a lot of wills at stake here, and you guys aren't going to die anytime soon. And if you do,
do you really, you want to talk about delusion? You think you're getting something from any of those wills? Let's talk about delusion.
well, I'm not going to get it from you guys.
This is
so I got to
funny.
depend at least on them. Okay.
Because my favorite delusion was that I'm in anybody's will. That was my delusion.
You're in my will.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
God.
you're in my will too, actually.
Not
Yeah.
after we do this podcast a few times.
No, I think I've spent enough time with you now. You have to work pretty hard to make me take you out of my will, mostly because it costs money and it's boring to go through the process. So you'll probably be in there for a while.
That's sweet. Thank you.
Okay, so next would be how hard my life is. Well, life's pretty hard. You know, let's see, how would I start an average day in the winter?
An emergency bowel movement.
No, I wake up, make some eggs,
Mm-hmm.
do some push-ups.
Seriously?
Yeah,
I can't even do one push-up,
I know, but we're genetically, obviously, different, as you can tell.
clearly.
You can drink 2 bottles of wine and be sober and talk to Mom, where if I drank 2 bottles of wine, I wouldn't be talking anymore.
Then I'd have to listen to you talk about the universe and how it's expanding and...
At least she's learning something.
Just practice more, like drinking and push-ups. I think you'll both get there.
Yeah, let's get really drunk and have a push-up contest.
That sounds super incest. That sounds like a total incest kind of thing. Let's get drunk and do push-ups together.
That's like when we were doing the...
Why is that incest?
Remember when I was giving you airplane rides and Shuyler comes up, he's like, incest!
Yeah, you guys were acting like a creepy brother and sister when you were at my place last time.
The weekend that Shuyler's flowers in the attic.
Totally flowers in the attic. Totally.
That was so much fun, though. I forgot about that.
Yeah, see?
See,
You're
I'm
just
fun.
jealous I can't lift you.
So okay, so you guys have fun when you have incest. Right? Oh God. Okay,
I don't know why
how
anyone
else
ever
is
thought
your life
incest
hard,
wasn't
Greg?
fun. When was incest never not fun? That's not new.
It's been fun for a long time, apparently.
Totally.
Okay, I'm gonna do the catch line for this part. Greg, tell us how hard your life is.
Well, Shuyler, my life is very hard. You know, like I said, I wake up in the morning and do some push-ups out of the door. We're house sitting right now. Not house sitting, sorry, dog sitting. A poodle, Jasper. He's quite the character. And I take him for a nice long walk, and then maybe I'll smoke a...
What does think about? All right, sorry. What does your wife think about your
productivity level?
no your habits, like your
My drinking and smoking habits?
well, mostly the drinking thing. I think most people can live with to some degree.
I wanted to mention your mustache is really long.
So is yours. What's your point? Anyways,
Nice.
let's move along.
Soundbite.
No, it would totally, you'd have a total funny moment there, but I actually don't have one right now.
I noticed, actually. Finally.
You noticed?
I did. Usually you have the dark, like, long, braidable, black.
You're talking
thick
about my
hairs.
nose hair. You're mixing it up with my nose
Those things
hair.
are like fangs, though. Our little sister has those, too.
When we were driving to Uncle Bob's, whose names I'm not supposed to mention, to Millerville,
Yeah.
he's driving and he's obsessed because he's sure that he sees a giant hair sticking out of my nose that he wants me to do something about. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I look in the...
They're from Biodad.
And then you called them... Yeah.
Because
Well-
you know when you put that like brawn nose trimmer in? Do you have one of those? You need one, by the way.
I have one and it's pink.
But then it slows down, like, and you can hear the engine almost whining in it.
I don't
because
have
it's-
that problem,
Because the
thank
hair's
you.
so...
Yeah, it's like taking a lawnmower into like a really high grassy area.
You
It's
just
like you
stall
almost
the blade.
stall the thing out. Yeah. No, my brawn does the exact same thing. When it gets deep up there, it's like...
It's like a weed whipper.
Like you've ever had to pick up with one of those.
No, I've never done that.
I know.
Yeah, exactly, because you had two awesome brothers who did all the work for you.
When you guys were growing
That's
up.
another delusion of mine.
Yeah, I was going to say. I just absorbed the emotions.
Okay.
You took the punches for us, Steph. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You did. I lived in your room. Your room was fantastic.
I know, you used to visit me all the time. It was so sweet.
I felt like the children under the stairs almost, because that's where...
Because we were locked down there and
That's
they
where the-
put cereal, like throw cereal down the stairs and be like, there's milk in the fridge. Don't come upstairs until we buzz you.
I find I still run up the stairs at my house just to spite Dad. Still, I just like slam up the stairs. I was like, why are you doing that at 4 a.m? I'm like, ah, fucker. You know, just to piss him right off. It's so mad. Go back downstairs and walk up quietly.
What's
oh my
with
God,
that?
I forgot about that.
What is with that control weirdness?
It is weird.
It's kind of weird, you have to admit. Like, I
It's
try
not
to
weird to give people a hard time about everything. I think that's fair, but to actually make them like redo things to prove a point is a little bit twisted.
Well, it takes it to a different level of humiliation, right? There's like normal criticism that families do. But then I think it's especially, well, I guess maybe it's, no, I think it's really strange when it's not your own biological people that you do that to.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think you're hardest on people that you're related to because there's something familiar about them.
We have an expectation for them too,
Oh,
right?
yeah. And I think it's even way more, it's just deeper than that, where it's something you hate about yourself. And so you take it out on that person because they have a similar characteristic because you're related. But it's when, it's like, yeah, it's when non-related people are that sort of, it's bizarre to me. It's a strange phenomenon.
One, it didn't fucking work because I'm still running up the stairs, right?
Also true.
Sorry, I swore again.
Also true.
It didn't freaking
okay.
work.
That can just be your one swear, because that one was the proper way to use a swear word. You know what I mean? To emphasize a point. Oh, it didn't fucking work, eh? Right? Like a very
Yes.
Canadian way to, very like relic or something.
Mm-hmm.
Stories from our childhood. Stories from our childhood. Stories from our childhood.
I actually made
like that?
I actually made a song of that on my GarageBand, and I did weird music, and then I totally distorted my voice, and it sounds like this high-pitched, scary child who lives under your stairs who's going, stories from our childhood. That's exactly what it's over and over
Did you
again.
save it?
Yeah, I saved it.
Oh, good. I want to hear that.
All right.
Stories from our childhood.
Lord Byron Place.
Oh, Lord Byron Place.
Still there, I assume, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, essentially, I don't know how new it was when we moved into town from the farm, but, well, not the farm because we lived in a small town, but the town was basically just a farm
Yes.
with some houses on it.
There were cows in the school field.
It's funny because I always
Yeah.
picture, bio dad and stepmom's house that you guys lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But obviously that wouldn't work considering it's stepmom's.
Although
house,
we probably
right?
did go there a couple times because
No, I know that, but I always picture you guys growing up there with bio mom.
No.
Right.
no, it was one of the houses right in town
On
there.
the highway.
One of this
Really?
they used to be for teachers.
We lived in the blue
Oh, yeah.
house.
Gotcha.
And then when we left
Mm-hmm.
and Dad
Banged
got
stepmom.
a new friend,
Yeah.
they moved next door into that house. Because those houses were only for teachers
Yeah,
and people
right.
who worked
Yeah.
at the school
Yeah.
at the time. It's
That's
not
how they got
anymore.
them to move out there to work
They
in
just
a farming
moved
community.
next door,
Right. Of
which
course.
was sort of unique.
Yeah. So they were the neighbors for a while?
No.
Or were you guys out right away? You
No,
guys
no,
left,
it
or-
never overlapped.
No.
Like, we...
Because that would have been hilarious. You're like, can you pass me my ball? It went over the fence into stepmom's yard.
That's very progressive now, though. People actually do that when they get divorced now. They live
They
next door
tried to
each
make
other.
it work. So Bio Dad just spent equal 12 hours at the Blue House and 12 hours at the Greenhouse. And, you know, I mean, like, you know what I say?
Which 12 hours? Which 12 hours?
Well, the nighttime 12 hours were
You know
at
what?
the
At
new
least
house.
at least he was trying to keep it together.
It's true.
So you meant Michener Park, okay? So
Michener Park or Lord Byron Place?
Lord Byron Place. I was
Yeah.
going to segue into that.
Yeah.
How new was it when we moved in there? Was it as run down as I like to make it in my mind, where it was like the ghetto?
I think it was pretty ghetto already, yes. I mean, I think that it was essentially it's welfare housing, right? So it wasn't university-owned housing like Michener Park was.
That's where the
It's-
racism obviously was developed.
Was in Lord Byron
yours.
Place?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Well, you know what? Yeah, I don't remember. Probably it did. But I remember it was sort of like the Wild West, right? Where there was one kind of landlord guy who walked around and yelled at the kids if you were climbing on the fence or were climbing in the garbage can, which we did all the time because they had these long
You guys had to eat.
concrete... Also,
Greg
true.
was still on the breast milk, just laughing at us. Ugh, I wish all our fans could see my face.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody! All our fans.
Ew. So yeah, so
okay.
it was ghetto already, definitely. The kids in there were ghetto. I mean, the thing that's really interesting about it is that Mom has like a very judgy, snobby side to her, right? So even in Lord Byron Place, she turned up her nose at certain people that, you know, you could hang around with because that's where she met the they were in Lord Byron Place. That's where we met them.
Oh, I didn't know that's where she met them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were just there, like they just happened to be in the same place. But
No.
that's because I remember going there, like
Oh, that's Lord Byron.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
the night that Greg was born. We stayed over there.
That's right. I remember they made us have pea soup. It was the most revolting thing I've ever eaten. And I remember the boy naked jumping on his bed, which was equally as revolting as the pea soup.
Do you remember their kitchen being really dark and like lots of, you know?
I don't know. I don't
In
remember.
Lord Byron, that was the.
Oh, you're thinking about Mill Woods, Greg, I think.
No, that was. I remember
I wasn't
that place.
born when we lived in Melwoods.
You guys lived in Millwoods.
No, I'm talking about later when
Yeah.
Greg was younger.
Yeah, no,
Because you wouldn't remember their kitchen. You were a baby.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't.
They moved.
They moved to Melwoods after.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, I see.
Into townhouses there.
Yeah, but it was dark. It was very German, like very brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lots of like hanging.
Garlic and stuff. Yeah, everything's hanging everywhere, right? That's what I
Yeah, it was
remember,
probably great. If you saw it now, you'd probably want that
Yeah,
kitchen because it was
totally.
probably like
That's so true.
macrame. Was that the big thing in
Yeah.
the 70s? Yeah, there was macrame
Macrame
everywhere.
plants hanging
I don't know
everywhere.
if I'd want macrame now. Macrame or macroway?
Macklemore.
Michael Moore.
Yes.
Oh, Michael Moore.
Macklemore.
Macklemore. Okay.
The only problem with that era, like with macrame and brown carpet and everything,
And
is
rug
there was
hooking. Do you remember rug hooking?
And rug
Which I just
hooking,
love that
yes.
it's called rug hooking now because now I'm like, what would rug hooking be if you were a hooker and you were rug hooking? I'm
the hell's
rug
rug
hooking.
hooking?
Anyway, what's rug hooking?
What's rug hooking?
Okay, you have this long, sharp thing and you have this flat plastic thing with a painted picture on it and a whole bunch of tiny holes. And you attach a piece of yarn and you hook it in and you make a sunset rug and you hang it on the wall.
I know exactly what you're talking
Beauty.
Looks like a crokinole board when you're done. That's all basically.
about. Yeah,
what
Valley
it was.
Village has like a
Million of them.
A whole
Billion
smelly
of them.
section of them? I'm
Yeah.
sure it does.
But okay, so can I
probably
finish
all
my?
smell like
Can I
bums.
finish my sentence?
No. Go.
Okay. No, I'm good.
No, good.
No, what I was going to say, the only problem with that era is there was just like, because nobody like trimmed any of their pubic hair then. So like, not only was there all these like sort of simulation pubic hair things around the house, there was pubic hair on all that stuff too. Because, because everybody had hairy armpits and a giant bush, and
That was such an unexpected direction you went with that. I really didn't anticipate that was the thread we were going to go down. So
the amount of pubic hair that Greg must have ingested as a baby.
from crawling around on the rug hookers.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Greg, you were addicted to rug hookers.
Always have been. Never weaned me off those. Jesus.
Okay.
So you got bullied in Lord Byron place, and that kid, you probably remember his name, but
He had moon boots.
I went and threw a rock through his plate glass window on your behalf.
Did you really?
You don't remember that?
No.
Is this a favorite delusion, or did this really happen?
No, probably it happened. Don't you you did that for me? That's so sweet of you.
Yeah, and I remember because Mom was like somewhat proud of me for it, but then we had to go over and like sit with the kid and his mom and like pretend to apologize when both Mom and I were not apologizing. We just did it because Mom had to pay for the window, or only had to pay for half if she apologized or something. I can't remember how it worked.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
I was on breast milk. I don't know.
That put an end to the bullying, if you're wondering.
Thank you. You
your
saved me.
Turned around.
I would imagine all the tires in the park smelled of urine there, too. That's just universal, I guess.
I don't think there were any parks there. I don't remember there being a park.
Well, dumpsters, right?
Well, there was the dumpster. It was a very long dumpster. I remember in Lord Byron Place, a memory I have is a girl who lived 2 or 3 doors down from us. I was playing with her, and we used to play Grease because the movie Grease had just come out, and I got the double album for Christmas. And of course, we'd all fight because everyone wanted to be Sandy, right? And sometimes I get stuck being, I don't know, who are the other characters? I can't remember.
Fonzie, Richie, and Mr. Cotter.
And Yoda.
I'm not talking about Happy Days. I'm talking about Grease.
And the dad from Empty Nest.
And Bob Saget.
Kate and Allie.
Kate and Allie.
My 2 dads.
Anyway, I went over to her house because her grandma was over, and her grandma was playing like organ songs, and it was almost so kind of like Rockwellian or something, right? Where it seemed like this nice family, and the grandma played the organ, and they were like, come on in, which is sort of the antithesis of Mom. Has Mom ever been like, come on in to your friends? She's always like, who is that? Make them wait in the car.
It's because she didn't rape children. Only people that rape children do that.
Well, thank you. Good segue into what happened to me. So, just kidding. So anyway, I go into this place, and the grandma's playing the organ, and I hang around there for, I don't know, an hour. And as this is going on, as I'm sitting on the floor listening to the organ music, Mom, and with you, Shuyler, and you're, I don't know, 2, and Greg in her arms. You must have been 3.
I was 4.
You were probably 4.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I would have been
mathematicians.
6. You're right. Just like you. Our mom is crying and walking with you, holding your hand and holding Greg because she thinks I've been kidnapped. And she's walking around Lord Byron, Stephanie, calling my name, right? And I remember
she's just crossing her fingers, hoping that you're gone. She's like, yes, Stephanie. I hope you're gone. God damn, you're gonna be gone.
bossy little child. No, and then I came out, and then I got grounded. It was a much better story
for being
in my head.
alive. You got grounded for still being alive.
That's right. Oh shit! Go to your room.
I thought you said you were jaywalking on the white mud. Get back out there and try again.
Let's talk about what the hipsters have stolen from us lately.
Everything.
What was the first thing they stole? Like what was the first thing you guys
Plaid.
noticed? Plaids.
Grandpa
Yeah.
pants.
Well, now they're in like the tight pants.
Like Dickies. You're talking about Dickies.
I'm talking
right?
about Dickies. I'm talking about those dark rimmed
Ray-Ban.
grandpa glasses.
That's your Ray-Bans originally.
Now they're wearing the grandpa golf caps. Honest to God, I was in a coffee shop the other day. There was a couple in front of me. From behind, looked like they were maybe 70. And they turned around and they were like 25. And I was like, wow! You guys are dressed like my grandparents from
The
behind.
pleated gunt pants, the bubble gina pants. You know how they're hiked up?
The boys are wearing?
No, the girls. And they wear them here.
That's very 20s, though. I don't know that that's even hipster.
Well, the hipster girls are wearing it. It's disgusting. I just want to let
Are you talking about mom jeans? Because there's a bunch of them that wear mom jeans.
But they have the acid, like, stonewash ones now, right? You not seen those? Huh?
No, I haven't seen.
Yeah, the stonewashed mom jeans that are pulled over the bubble gina. Even if they don't have a bubble gina, it looks like you have a bubble gina. Yeah. Because your your elastic band's up here, right? I know you can't see me under your ribs.
I'm sort of okay with the high-waisted
That's
pants.
ridiculous. Let's move along. That is a terrible idea. No.
Really?
If you're 50, sure. If you're 20, no. That's
I'm almost 50.
okay. Fair enough. Closer to 50 than you're 20.
Shuyler's trying to talk.
Sorry, Shay. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. You can just mute. Why don't you just mute my mic?
Would you? Scott, could you mute out Shuyler, please?
You actually can. That's the beauty of it.
We're not even on here. It's just Shuyler's dialogue the whole time. Okay. Yeah,
the first thing I noticed that, like, when this whole term, it's like the term hipster, whatever, evolved in the last 10 years. Like, I know it's an older term, but it's come back in the last 10, 15 years or something. But the first thing I honestly first noticed, because I mean, me and my friends were obviously like pooching things from different generations, like the whole jean shirt cowboy culture thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's hipster?
Well, now it is.
Well, they have a rotating cast, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Plaid, like was pretty much like a Northwest thing forever. Like it was like, the West Coast, the prairies, maybe Seattle and stuff like that.
But like you said, it's a Canadiana Northern culture look.
Yeah,
that
it's
they've
all
adopted
it's
completely.
all Canadiana. Like all the hipster stuff to me is like
They look like lumberjacks.
Yeah, it's all. So it's in a way being a Canadian. I think like, it's like kind of your right to wear your dad's clothes or your mom's clothes and pull it off. But
what about those puffy beanie hats? Like, that's a starting point for me, was the hat with all the extra skin at the back, right? They wear the hat sort of plopped halfway on their head, and then there's a whole bunch of poofy stuff behind it.
Oh, the long toque?
Yeah, they call it a beanie.
That's a new invention, though, right? Don't you think? Or it's like a Jamaican...
Yeah, maybe. That's when I first started noticing hipsters. That was like 2011. And then they have like Ray-Ban glasses on.
I first noticed from what I saw originally, it looked like they adopted everything that Bob Dylan wore via, Blood on the Tracks and
yeah, and like Neil Young and all that kind of stuff, right? Like the classic like early 70s look, like. But
like the pointy shoes, the tight pants, that was the first rotation I noticed. And then they moved into the plaid.
Pointy shoe and tight pants. That's like
absolutely.
Depeche Mode was like that.
Eastern European.
Well, now or in the 80s. Sorry.
Still.
That's Depeche. That's what we call it.
I love Depeche.
It's a love.
I know you do.
It's a love. It's a love. Master and servant. Sorry, I just remember. Not.
Oh.
My sister's ex.
Yeah, make sure we put that full
sister's
name
ex-boyfriend with beautiful feathered hair. He used to make me listen to that over and
tasseled
over.
suede jacket.
Oh, I got one of those still.
Oh, great.
But I probably could sell it for a lot of money because I'm sure it'll come in right away. Anyways.
Yeah, but like wool socks too were like that's like the early. This is like, I know this sounds funny, but like it's not really a thing anymore. But like I remember when like all of a sudden it was like wool socks with everything, and then that's when it started to just sort of like disappear into the weird mush that it is now, where like now it's so far gone where you can take anything from anywhere as long as you notice it. It's
right.
As long as it's in, yeah, right?
Yeah.
So how do we have that fashion movement going on while simultaneously have people walking the streets in toe shoes? What are those things
massive
called?
rebellion. I have no idea.
They're called Vibrams.
Are they really?
Vibram 5 fingers. That's
They
what
should
they're
be called
called.
reptilians. They're disgusting.
Because the first time I saw them was with you, Shuyler, at the zoo. And
Yes.
we were walking around with and the tall, skinny, blonde guy that we still see around White Ave. He used to own the...
Oh, don't name him like that. I was
I
just
mean,
gonna
sorry,
say
the pet store guy.
the hideous Aryan that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like plus 30, and I remember I had to take it real bad, you know, one of those hungover days.
I'm
Anyways,
just saying you have sort of a theme running through this.
sometimes you gotta go. Anyways, that was the first time I saw them, and they were very offensive and
Yeah,
disgusting.
we were shocked. We talked about them for the rest of... We walked around the zoo.
What
and
are
we're
those?
Like,
What?
We're like, of course that guy's wearing them. That's all I could think of. I was like... And then since that day, it sort of encompassed exactly what I think about them. It's like...
They're disgusting.
Yeah, you're like, who would choose those? Oh, that person would choose those. Even if they're comfortable.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
just,
I know, yeah.
Just sew up the toes then. Make them look different.
I agree. Like, I can't figure out what the attraction of wearing those things around, or wear bare feet.
Well, you can't... I heard, yeah, they're waterproof too, right?
Well, I don't understand it. And then the bacteria that's got to be in those.
That's it. It's like between every toe, there's
do
like
you
this place
wash
that
those
harbors
things?
and manifests all these disgusting growths.
I
you know?
saw a guy trying on a pair in Sport Check, and the guy selling them to him is like, yeah, you gotta like air them out, because they can get pretty steamy. And I'm just like, oh, like right away. And you go forward with that purchase after someone says that to you, like, oh, I gotta get them now.
It's terrible. Okay.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Feet
They
are
should be
disgusting.
banned. Feet are disgusting. Nevertheless, amplifying the look of the foot.
I
with a
disagree
shoe.
with you. Oh my God, I disagree with you. I love feet.
Ugh.
I love shoes.
Yeah.
I'm a big foot
I don't
person.
want to
Yeah.
see them in that.
No,
Like
feet are
shoes are
gross.
a beautiful
Gross.
thing. Feet are
No,
a
they're
beautiful
not.
thing.
They're disgusting.
No, I really like feet.
Foot jobs are one of my favorite jobs.
As an occupation or as a receiver of that?
As a job,
As a
Greg.
job. Oh, sorry. So it can be both?
As a vocation.
As in something I do that people pay me.
That's right.
Do you have to go to school for that?
No, he got it on that. You phone in and they send you the little
It was on the back of a
VCR repairman.
honeycomb or something.
Awful names of
yes,
past year or two or something like that.
Well, I have Kyler with a K, and we all agree that Tyler is bad enough as it is. Would you put a K in front of, or take away the T from Tyler and Kyler?
Or an SH. Oof.
No, SH is good.
But it's
Seriously.
SHUY. That's different. You know,
Shuyler.
Shuyler. So I would say that's a no. That's a bad name.
It's a bad name because in all of the criminal law cases that I have to read, Tyler is a very common name. I just want to say.
Yeah. So if you've named your child Tyler, change it.
He's going to be a criminal.
He's going to be a
If
loser.
you name him Kyler.
Unless he's a profitable criminal. Unless he's bringing home the money.
They're
Yeah.
either going to be criminals or pro hockey players. Like there's no.
There's no in between.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, good point. Jaden.
Oh, I hate that name.
I know, and I hate it because
Reminds
of
me
Will
of Will
Smith's.
Smith,
I hate
yeah.
Will Smith's kid more than him.
Which one is Jaden, the girl or the boy?
It's both Jaden.
They just have one, but he plays
Both
you know,
roles. He's androgynous. Nice.
They make double the money off him.
I play my
Her.
sister and myself. That's funny.
I thought Mom would appreciate this. Judah. Judah's a
Judah's a popular name.
popular name of this year, and Ezekiel, which I was kind of surprised by.
Ezekiel?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
positive.
What are you reading?
The internet.
HIV positive? Soundbite. Soundbite.
Okay, we got next name, King. It's a terrible name.
King?
King. It's cool
Are these
if you're a
dog
dog.
names or people
it's
names?
cool if you're a dog or really a king. Because king would be, a cool name if you're King.
I kind of think if I had a kid now, I might go for that one.
King?
Yeah,
King Laskoski.
I like it. Well, probably King Stephanie.
Oh, sorry. King Stephanie.
Yeah.
King Stephanie? King.
Do you guys like the name Josiah?
No.
Only when it's said like that.
How about the name Bentley?
Bentley?
Brooklyn. Brooklyn is the new name. Unless you want everybody to live in your daughter or want to live there, then...
To live in your daughter?
I wouldn't name your child Brooklyn. Yeah.
Is that a guy's name?
No, that's got to... Who would name their kid Brooklyn? Guy or girl?
Clearly a
There
bunch
should
of
be a
people.
panel of people that oversee
Unless
these
you
things.
want people to live in your child like it's a girl, don't name it Brooklyn.
That's right.
I think it's okay if it has an apostrophe in it.
Oh, man. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Soundbite.
The best name,
you did.
the best name of the year is Sid
Sid?
and Jasper.
Fuck Jasper.
Hey, that's my poodle that's staying at my
I know,
house.
and
is
I
Jasper.
hate that name. I was going to comment on that. What the fuck is with people naming their dogs Jasper? No one names them Banff.
Banff is an onomatopoeia. That's why. Banff. You get it? No, never mind.
Hi, this is my kid Whistler, and this is my other kid.
Canmore.
His name's Grouse Mountain.
Is that hyphenated?
This is my kid Lake Louise.
I like that name, actually, Lake Louise.
As long as
Unless you want your kid to like be drooling everywhere and really sweaty, don't
Why
name
would
it
he
Lake
be
Louise.
Gross, get over here. Where are you going? Gross Mountain, get over here.
Oh my god, I want to have more kids just so I can name them. And then I want them to go away.
yeah, do it. Xander. Xander.
Oh, that's a good one.
Xanax?
Xander.
Oh.
I'm Xander.
That's just short for Alexander.
No, it's Xander.
Okay.
Okay.
Camden.
Camden. That's a terrible.
Camden. Okay, but my favorite is when people name their kids dog names, right? Like
Yeah.
Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey.
Bailey.
Bailey? There's
Bailey.
a kid named Bailey?
Yeah, I know, and I want to whistle.
And I'm not
Not at her.
against necessarily people naming their kids after alcohol, though. I don't think that we should restrict that.
Smirnov, come here. Like that? That was a terrible Russian
That was
accent.
good. That was good.
That was a really bad Russian accent. I could try.
At least I'm not racist. Anyways.
You're all racist.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Hey, do you want to know something? Here's a little racist fact for you.
Okay.
If you even recognize race, you're racist.
Totally.
That's true.
So,
Disgusting.
just going to
Those
end
people
with
are
that.
disgusting.
Specialist of race.
I have a doctorate in race.
Here's something I want to say about racism to wrap this show up.
Gross Mountain.
If you even say the word some, if you even say that word, you're racist.
Right.
If you even say the word racism. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in 2 weeks, and we'll share some more of our.
Sorry, what?